Good day, blessed weekends. Hope you guys are good. Just came to do a quick recap of a trade we took yesterday, CHF JPY, and trade we took yesterday, was it on C5, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, C5, and we're going to look at B1. So basically what we're looking at, before you take your trades, you want to look at your higher time frame. I prefer the weekly just because of my trading style. So depending on what type of trader you are, you just have to decipher which time frames you need to check first before you take your trade. So after checking my H4, you can see price came to this order block here. Right, this was our OB for this particular week. So price came back into that area the first time. They created an A. So for a reversal, you need like a pattern, probably like an M or head and shoulder type pattern. Okay, so these are the patterns we mainly look for. Sometimes this usually plays out, but most of the times you want to wait like for your defined M or head and shoulder pattern, especially on a high time frame. So when the price came back to this area, this is where we start getting interested to sell. Okay, so when you get this sell bias from a higher time frame, now what you want to look for is you need to drop to smaller time frames to get your entries. So for this particular video, I'm just going to explain the reason why we took the trade yesterday. So yesterday, when we checked the chart, I think we saw price had already created a peak formation high for the week. Right. Once you get your peak formation high, you know the high for the week is locked. You're looking for sells. Okay. So we had the first drop here, second drop here, then price pushed back up, gave a third drop here, then they left this order block here. Okay. So if we mark that area and we drop to a smaller time frame, I'll show you the patterns you start looking for when you get into that area. Okay, so we're just going to mark that area, which is this green candle here. Okay, so yesterday, let's just confirm, today is the 21st, yesterday was the 20th. So we want to see where we start looking. Okay, Sunday. Okay, I'm going to put vertical lines to show you exactly where the 20th started. So this is where the day started. Okay, Sunday. So when we came to the charts yesterday, the price was here. So when your price is here, you're expecting at least a push and to enter on this area. You don't enter here when price is already left in on the block. Rather, you go to a smaller time frame. You look for OBs here since there is some momentum. You look for order blocks, right? So we woke up yesterday, price came here. Do not jump into a moving train. That's one of the rules. So you wait for the pullback. So now we're going to, so while you're waiting for your pullback, remember we've marked now the order block, right? So you drop down to H1. Let's see if we have something there. Okay. When we came to the charts, this is midnight of yesterday. So price was coming down in the morning. During the day, we let it come back up. So we were waiting for it to come back into this order block. And in this higher time frame order block, you can see we also have an order block here. So what I will do is I'll just put I'll just move this horizontal line right to right there. Okay. So while you're waiting for price to get into the order block, you're also anticipating it to come as high as this order block here. At the same time, You're also waiting for price to come into this area here. Why I'm picking this area here, you see these candle wicks, I'll show you when we drop to a smaller time frame. Okay, so you just put that zone for that particular day and you wait for price. So M15, you can see on M15, the reason why I put that area is because on M15, that area is an order block. You can see these three candles in here, 1, 2, 3, that's your order block. So it's an order block within an order block. So if you check now, your price came. So you start entering your cells depending with your equity. You start entering your first position here, position number 1. Then you enter your second position here. Then you enter your third position on this order block here. When you get to those positions, you wait. Now you are waiting for confirmation of a pattern. So remember, stop loss is above that area, right? Your stop loss goes right above. So while you're here now, you're waiting for a pattern. On one of the videos I posted on YouTube, there's a video which talks about patterns, whereby your price is creating higher highs, right? Then you wait for the price to break the last higher low. Once you get this break, now you have 70 to 80% chance that the high of the day has been set. So now you wait for a pullback before you enter. Okay. So we enter these three positions. We get the first push, which is this one. Okay, unfortunately, there's no TDI on this particular chart. Otherwise, I would have showed you the TDI confluence as well. But anyways, remember, this is also an order block, right? So you need price to break this area, right? Once you get a break of this area, this is your clear order block. And this area also has to be broken. So you see price continue to push up. So we are waiting for pattern confirmation. Right, price pushed back here, then they broke the structure. This is what happens. Where the structure and they break the structure. When they break the structure, you are now looking for an order block of where the price can get to before the ultimate fall. Okay, so where is the order block here? This is your order block, this candle here. Right, so as you're approaching the order block, now this part depends with your trading edge. With screen time, you understand that some patterns, when you see them, they are high probability trades or they are high probability patterns which usually play out. So when that pattern, when you see price coming back up, you can start entering more positions with your last position being on this order block here. So you enter position number 4, maybe here, position number 5, maybe here, right? Remember, price hasn't reached the order block yet, it spikes. Don't sell here because you know price wants to come back. So when they come back here, now you have position number 6. Now you have 6 positions. This all depends with your balance. So when you open your positions, you should calculate that if these 3 positions here are to go and hit stop loss, how much are you going to lose? Calculate that first before you open. When you're adding these other 3 positions, calculate that if all the 6 positions were to go to stop loss, how much would you lose? If you are happy with the loss, then you know the risk has to be double or triple. The reward has to be double or triple what you're risking. So for this particular example, once you get a confirmation candle like this, you can enter position 7, 8, 9, 10 as your price is moving. I think you might have seen some of the screenshots we post. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, right. Let me just finish this. You enter 10 positions, your price takes off. Where is your TP? TP is the last zone you see, which is this one. So I'm going to clear this chart out. Okay, remember we have 10 positions. I'm going to explain those 10 positions. Okay, so you want to mark where your take profit is, right? This is the take profit. right? This is take profit one. I remember we had 61.30 as a take profit. Let's check where 61.30 was. Okay, that's 30, 61.30 was here. Why did I pick 61.30? Is because I'm looking at this zone here. Or rather, I'm looking at this area here, right? So this is also an order block, right? So that's why I picked 61.30. So now we're at 61.30, we're at 60.35. So depending with what we see today, we might actually take a sell again. And now we expecting price to drop down to TP 60.35, right? Okay, so if you check here, just going to put 60.30. Okay, 60.30. 61.30, sorry. Okay, these are 61.30, our TP. And this was actually our TP. But then with mentorship, that's where we explain, we tell you that you should start taking profit even here, right? Because from this move from here, this is the first zone. So you should start scaling out here. You scale out here, and you have your ultimate TP here. Then as the price is proceeding, remember, why did we say 60.35 is also a target? Because we are looking at this setup from a higher time frame. So from a higher time frame, we get intraday trades. Okay. So if you check this price then dropped, we're going to measure the pips. Then I'm going to do quick calculations for you. Okay. So from this particular order block right here to 61.30, that was about 109 pips. Okay. So I'm going to use 100 pips, this TP here, 100 pips to explain calculations. Okay. So just do this for you. Okay, 62.30. Then we have this 62.41. After this pattern, stop loss goes just above, which is right there. Once the pattern is confirmed, so remember your stop loss will start somewhere here or even above this area. Then as your pattern confirms, you put your stop loss where exactly it's supposed to go. So after pattern confirms, stop loss comes here. So to explain the first three positions, remember we had three positions initially. So let's say you've got $100 account. I want to teach you how to make 50% to 100% of your account with one setup. So remember, first thing, what I'm explaining now, this is not financial advice. It's something which we do, which is a skill which you need to learn. So if it can be done today, obviously it can be done tomorrow and it can be repeated. So that's just like motivation. So let's say you've got $100 account, right? I'm going to try to make this as clear as okay. Okay, I'm not sure what happened to my network. I'm not sure if the first part was recorded or what happened to it. I'm not sure if it's going to continue, but I'm just going to quickly rush through it because it seems like my network is now bad. So what I was saying is, let's say these are calculations, right? So let's say you've got $100 account, right? When this price moves, I want you to have a total of at least one lot minimum, right? So you can have total of 2 lot sizes on this position running by the time it takes off here. So from 62.31, right? From 62.31, how do I do this? How do I do this? Okay, just give me the. Okay, from 62.31 to our TP, we said we want to catch the 100 pip move. So let's say from here to the TP, or rather to, I'm just going to use 100 pips as a round figure. Here it's about 93 pips, right? Just want to use 100 as a round figure. So by the time we move, let's say you've got one lot size, it means this position will give you $100 in profit. That's 100% profits, right? Or 100% of your capital in one trade. How do you do that? So remember, we say 3 positions. So open your lot sizes with the smallest, open your positions with the smallest lot size, right? Okay, so I'm just trying to multitask. Okay, you open with the smallest lot size, position number 1, 0.20. So we say by the time you get here, you have 3 positions. That's 0.20 times 3. To calculate your loss, you're going to calculate that from this area here, the first position, if it moves, let's say to here, that's 40 pips against you. The first position is going to be minus $8, okay? Minus $8. The second position is going to be on minus what? Second position, let's say you enter here up to here. Second position is going to be minus 3. So now you're on minus 11. The third position won't get into much loss. So let's say you're on minus 15. That is 15% of your account, which you have risked with 3 positions, okay? That is 15% of your account. When the pattern is confirmed, you enter 3 more positions as this price is going back up. So 1, 2, 3, you calculate the same thing. So now it's more or less times 2 the loss which you have here. So now you have 30% risk all in all in order to make 100. Before this move happens, also calculate you estimate pips to the next nearest zone. So you already know you're going to get 100 pips, right? So you're risking 30% to make 100%. If this trade doesn't go your way, you're going to lose 30% of your account, which is $30. If this trade goes your way, you're going to make 100% of your account, which is $100, okay? So after you risk the 30%, once you confirm, this confirms everything that you are 100% correct. That's when you can scale in as much as the risk might be increased because this pattern might come for maybe a third touch. Always know that the reward is worth it, okay? So as the price moves, you add, okay, now you've got 6 positions, right? You've got 0.20 times 6. If you add 4 more, now you have 0.20 times 10. That's 2 lot sizes, right? From here to here with 2 lots, you make 200, which is 200% of your equity. You can do this with fewer positions just to try it out, right? You can start with even 0.10. I think they allow you to do that. Then you say 0.10 times 10, which will give you a total lot of 1. But always make sure that before the move happens, calculate how much you can make, how much you can lose. Calculate that before it happens, you need to have like 1 lot size or whatever lot size, depending with the distance which you anticipate the price to move. So I hope the session was productive. Unfortunately, I have a session with someone else, so I'm going to quickly rush through this, okay? So this is how you do your calculations. I'm not sure if this video recorded from the first part, but anyways, for today, if you look at your H4, so you want to decipher the setup for today. If you check, price looks like they are moving in a downward channel. That's the first thing you need to look at. So already we're anticipating a reaction on this area, right? This is zone, this is zone. So the first thing we're going to look for is a pattern on a smaller time frame. But at the same time, bear in mind, this might be the peak formation low for the week, and this price could do this. So those are the things you need to bear in mind before you enter a trade. But As we are looking at this chart, you see this zone here. I think this is where 60.35 comes in. I'm just going to use these lines I already have, 60.35. Okay, you might be wondering where I was taking the 60.35 TP. It's just this order block on a higher time frame. That's where I think my price will eventually head to. So as much as they might pull back into this area or wherever, they will still come back here. So all you need to know is your patterns, right? Know your patterns. So when you drop to H1, today you wait for price to create a possible peak formation high for the day. If you're looking at H1, for this day, this was the peak formation high. For this day, it was just a continuation, but entry would have been here. For this day, this was a peak formation high. For this day, this was a peak formation high. A continuation. So there might be an A top here where there's just an instant drop without an M pattern, just like this one. So bear that in mind. Those are the things you need to look for, depending with what you trade, whether it's V75, V25, V100, NASDAQ, Forex pairs. These are the things you look for. All right, so right here, this is my order block. So if I get a pattern there on a smaller time frame, I will still be interested to enter a sell. So most of the things I'm explaining now, this is some of the things we explain on mentorship, because the dealer doesn't do the same thing always. There's variations to these patterns, and those are some of the things we teach on mentorship. So here there's an order block. Here there's an order block. So with screen time also, you start to understand most of these things. You start to have what we call a trading edge. Something which tells you that, okay, this pattern will actually just react here and they won't come up, or they might break, come up here, trap, even back to this zone here before actually falling. So remember, we're waiting for the price to set high of the day. How do you know high of the day? We explain the pattern. I'm sure this video it will explain from the beginning. There will be a pattern. Okay, let me just check something quickly. Always look for the pattern which confirms that your HOD is locked before you take the trade. So this is what we're looking for today. We rarely post on WhatsApp these days. We are just busy with something, but I interact with certain people who make time to inbox me. I always try to explain the setups I'll be taking for that particular day. With this strategy, please do not look at 20 things. Focus on one thing. If you do not see a pattern here which you are familiar with, then do not trade C5 that day. Open something else, C3, C1, B1, B3, B5, or any other synthetic index, or crypto, because crypto moves on weekends. Open and look for the same setup. It's the opposite for buys. If you're buying, it's the same thing. You're looking for a pattern, price creating lower highs and lower lows. You're waiting for price to break a structure, then for it to return to an order block before you buy. That's it. If you don't see a pattern you're familiar with, do not take the trade. Otherwise, you just end up wasting your money. If a trade is low probability, you open small lot sizes, you open less positions. If your trade is high probability, you go in hard. Okay. So this was our setup on C5. Let me see if I can show you CHF JPY, the trade we took yesterday. This is BTMM, strictly based on BTMM. So yesterday we were looking at CHF JPY as our trade for the day. Why did we take the sell we took, and where did we take the sell from? Okay, let me see. Is this my correct template? Just confirm quickly. Okay, there we go. This trade, we took it just before New York session, so we took it from here. I'm going to explain what I was seeing when I decided to take that sell. So initially, I think I made a mistake earlier. I jumped in here, then I realized, okay, I'm inside the range. It's a bit late, because you want to take sells from the HOD, you want to take buys from the LOD. Okay. So once I realized that I was wrong, the dealer could extend. I waited, I cut my loss, came back, and I analyzed what the dealer was trying to do. Okay, let me just check something real quick. Okay, so why did I take the sell? This CHF JPY has been on an uptrend. So without looking at much info, my best time frame is H4. I look at H4 for a midweek reversal. That's the only thing I look for. So if you check where I initially took the first trade, I took it somewhere here. There was no confirmation. That's why I quickly exited, right? I was waiting for the price to show me that this is a peak formation high for the week. So this is the week, right? I'm looking at these candles. Let me try to zoom in. I'm also trying to rush through this session because there's already a guy waiting for me there. Okay, so for this particular week, from here, week beginning to here, week ending, or the week ended here, but yeah, that's the same. Price was pushing up from Monday, right? This from Monday. We are trading above our psychological levels. So we mainly look for buys. From here, we look for buys, here we look for buys. Then we anticipate a reversal for the week. So I was anticipating it on this area. Before the dealer moves, they will trap. Here's your trap zone here. Right, this is H4. Remember, drop to H1 for you to see that level. If you want in-depth explanation on these things, guys, this is what we do in mentorship. Right, this is where we explain, because right now you see I'm kind of rushing, but if you're on mentorship, then we actually schedule times and we explain everything in greater detail. So here's my Asian session. Here's my London session. So London, we were pushing up, then we set this high. We see we broke Asian. This is the only manipulation I need. While these people are buying, we are already preparing to sell because we know the dealer has manipulated Asian highs, okay? So I'm going to drop to M15 for you guys to see the pattern, or even M5. Let me see if we'll be able. Right, this network has cut us off 2 times now, so I'm not even sure if the first 2 sessions are recorded. If not, I'm going to redo the whole thing. But what I was saying is you wait for the pattern. When you're coming up, you're waiting for price to break its structure. There's your structure broken here. Once they broke here, that's when we're certain that we're selling. We sold here. Our order block was here, but remember, you start selling because sometimes the price doesn't get there. This is also part of the order block, right? Start selling, start opening your positions with your stop loss above this area. TP was right here. I remember my TP was 131, 190, right? If I'm not mistaken, 131, 190. That take profit was hit before price reversed. So it was dropping, 131, 190, right there. This is where they reached, because I was looking for them to manipulate this last level. Right, they did that at the end of London, pushed up, then US session continued to sell. But this is the trade we took yesterday. Those who want to see the results, you can WhatsApp, we'll show you. You'll see the entry price, you see the take profit, you see the scale outs. So we took this particular trade. Why? Because we saw the pattern, and that's it. If you don't see the pattern, do not take the trade. So this was CHF JPY. I think I won't continue for now because I really have to do this other session. So thank you guys. I hope this session was recorded from the beginning. It's like 3 parts with gaps in between because of my network. If it wasn't recorded, then I'll just repeat the whole thing a bit later. I'll look at B1 setup. Somebody had requested B1. I'll look at it after I have this other session with someone else. So if you need mentorship, our pricing is on our number. You can WhatsApp us on +27 813 647 252. This is where you'll find the catalog with all our pricing, or you can just check out our website www. Let me just type it. www.hardenbenz.com. That's it. You also see our information there. So I hope this video, guys, it helped you. I was rushing through it, but I'm sure if you pay attention to some of the things, you actually benefit with 1 or 2 points. So if it helped, kindly leave your comments, a like, subscribe to our YouTube page. If you're seeing this on YouTube, kindly subscribe, share the links, share the videos, communicate, share your strategies as well. Let's all learn from one another. After all has been said and done, you guys have a blessed weekend. Take care.